Hello and welcome to Redshirt Cinema Club, a weekly podcast about watching movies with friends. This week we're digging deep as we unpick Attack of the Clones, probably my least favourite Star Wars movie of all time, although I'll let you know after Rise of Skywalker. Is it really as disappointing as I remember? Can we find something positive to say about it? Only one way to find out. Hello and welcome back to Redshirt Cinema Club. My name is Dave and I'm joined today, as always, by Robert Pearson.
Hello.
And Nathan Dighton.
Hello.
And I'm trying to sound. Trunk to Funk, one of the new characters featured in the diner of Attack of the Clones. No, I'm trying to sound chipper at the start of this episode because I've made no bones about before rewatching this movie.
Yeah.
I believe it to be the worst Star Wars movie of all time. Although I'm reserving judgment a little bit until we watch Rise of Skywalker as well, which could be down there.
Yeah.
I haven't been looking forward to this episode, but I've also been looking forward to this episode.
Sure.
Rob, do you, as a sort of more neutral Star Wars enjoyer, did you think this is a bad movie too, or did you not? Did you have no real thoughts about it?
Before
you watched it.
Before I watched it
this time,
I thought it was a bad movie. Yes, I still think it's a bad movie, but I really enjoyed watching it.
Really?
Despite that.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, that's great.
And I've not seen the movie for a long time.
Yeah.
And I think I just have a warm feeling towards all of the prequel movies. I think
I've heard they can exist. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nath, you saw this at the cinema and then never again.
Yeah, and I think it was pre the era of real joy in toxicity and hating stuff.
Yeah.
So I just remember just feeling a bit deflated, and like I said on the last pod, I remember I didn't realise where I was in the film, but the end of the film when they're in the kind of gladiatorial arena,
yes,
just really feeling just like a sinking feeling.
Yeah. Now, you'd have been 21 at this point, though, like
Yeah.
an actual adult.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
A lot of the audience were adults, and this time I was slightly more detached from it. And I guess once you're expecting it to be a real piece of shit,
yeah,
then there's only so low you can go. And I didn't.
Han Solo.
So from from the Star Wars perspective, like I knew what was coming. I was actually interested in a couple of the bits that I'd kind of missed. I seem to have missed the first time round that Dooku had been a Jedi. It's a really big plot point, so maybe I just discarded that. I didn't really mind on the Star Wars level, but I thought that the film was at times incredibly poorly made and conceived.
I always try and watch every movie we watch for this podcast with fresh eyes. For some reason, I could only watch it this time with old eyes,
with hateful eyes.
I could only but very specifically, I was imagining you watching it in the cinema for the first time.
Okay.
I also watched it in the cinema for the first time, but I was just imagining you as a slightly older person at that time.
Yeah.
And Rob said something at the end of the last movie, I think the last episode, just about everybody willing. Like, the Phantom Menace. It's not been great. It's not been terrible.
That we were like
second movie, really. Like, here we go. This is going to be the big one. Yeah, that didn't help. Neither of those thoughts helped me enjoy this movie any time. And I must admit, at times it looks shockingly bad. It's like,
do you think it's a victim of trying to do too much with
effects
CG?
Yeah, like the yes, definitely. The world is empty, just you look at Palpatine's quarters or office or whatever that is. Just a big red room with like two chairs and a desk. And
it's funny because they definitely weren't cheap films, but I think the effect now is that they feel quite cheap.
Yes,
and I can't help thinking that
some of the cutscenes, some of the scenes are like
they are
cutscenes from like a 90s, like an FMV sequence in the middle of like an RTS.
And it kind of relates to my point. And I was going to say, like, obviously, I wish I had more expertise in understanding how visual effects affects every other part of the filmmaking process. Because in the last episode, I remember saying that some of Qui-Gon's, I'm saying it correctly, lines sounded like cutscene lines. And of course, because you're in a big space and you can record sound in tons of different ways, and you can do things with it afterwards, and you can ADR and everything. But it sounded like he was in a bigger space and it was quieter than the film suggested he should be. And what I was going to say was, while the effects were groundbreaking and expensive, and I think probably paved the way for loads of movies I have enjoyed since, it does then affect the way. There's a freedom to your design, but there's also, I think that there are limitations, and there's things, it affects the look of and the feel of the film in larger ways than just, oh, that looks a bit shiny, or that looks a bit textureless, or there's no ray tracing.
I think it speaks to like just my overall sort of problem with the one of the problems I have with the prequels is, like, obviously Star Wars, the original trilogy, one of its big things was making the world look lived in. And it seems weird to me that the prequels are like brand new. It's like they're not new. They're just at a different point in history. Like, maybe like things we know look new, like the Millennium Falcon or whatever. I don't know if we saw something, but partly that is down to, I think, forging this new ground with technology, which is undoubtedly was like a massive thing for the industry and did pave the way for other movie makers to sort of stand on the shoulder of giants, the giants of George Lucas and ILM and whoever else. But I think it did leave a lot of this movie in particular feeling quite soulless and just kind of weird. And it's obviously so apparent when they're in a real place. Sometimes Padmé and
when they're on grass
and Anakin are like, they're in an actual building at one point, and it's like, oh my god, a real building with like with texture and things.
It looks. I agree with everything you've said.
I think when you consider this was made in the same year that we saw Gollum for the first time,
right?
And that's a very different thing. There wasn't Gollum, one character, all of the effects budget put into making one digital character who exists in almost entirely a real set. They're filming on location, whereas here it's almost the opposite, isn't it? It's like everything is almost everything is CGified or enhanced. I mean, there's a lot of it I recognise this time around. They filmed some of the Padmé Anakin scenes at Lake Como. Obviously, an incredibly beautiful place in real life, and you don't really need to do much to it to make it look astoundingly beautiful.
No,
and you can see it in the background, the mountains and the lake, and it looks great. But then the bit where they're frolicking on the grass, they're clearly on some grass somewhere. But everything around them, around that immediate patch of grass that they're on, is, I can't even remember what it is. Just bleached CG blueness.
It's a real blandness.
We're back to Windows 98 desktop, I think.
Yeah.
It's just a sort of just some green hills in the sky at that point.
And I feel, I remember watching around 10 years after this film came out, just something on Facebook, which was, here is how green screen is used invisibly in loads of stuff you're already watching. And it was really simple stuff, like taking out billboards or extending buildings. It was a scene. There was that show set in New York with like anyway, it doesn't matter. It's like like a not something which my demographic should have been watching, but I was really familiar with the show, and it seemed like, oh, this is a street scene. Why are they using special effects? But I think what I'm saying is, I think this, like you said, was groundbreaking, and then over the course of a few years, this kind of technology became so integrated within the simplest. It became cheaper because of digital film, and people became experts in using it and integrating it into whatever setups they already had. Whereas this is just that first. There's a line in I talk about it all the time, but Tom Sean wrote that book, Blockbuster, which is a defense of Spielberg and Lucas. When he comes around to talking about the prequels, he just uses that line that I think, what's that, like 90% of accidents include for sports cars happen within a mile of the dealership, because you get in the car and you just fucking crash. And it feels, and he was talking about this, he was saying, and once you get that new technology, the first thing you do with it is going to fuck it.
You can make sense like that. You're going to what?
You're going to fuck it.
I don't know if that's what
like
they were doing.
Like with a sports car.
Right, yeah, exactly, yes. Quick, get back on track, Dave. Yeah, you can see it, can't you? Like, oh, we've got this new technology. It means we can put our characters anywhere. The only limitation is our imagination. Just don't put anything. Just film them in a big box. We can put it all in afterwards. It's going to be amazing. And that is where you would start. You just
the only limitation is our imagination.
Don't make any
and RAM.
Yes,
and
don't make
processing
any decisions now. We don't need to make decisions now. Just get them doing it. It's great.
Yeah.
What does Palpatine's office look like? I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Rob is right. The parallel of Lord of the Rings is incredibly damning and revealing in terms of the joy of the practical,
it really is.
the everything that's been made and maybe obviously in the later films that Peter Jackson produced, it wasn't so much the case, and Weta became like a digital effects house as well. And I don't know, maybe it was just this period of time where, for whatever reason, the economics and the craftsmanship of it just worked, and that's why we've got that Lord of the Rings trilogy. I don't know, but the fact that these two things were happening at once, clearly that was the better way to make something.
And Lord of the Rings
good.
probably owes, some of its approach to the original Star Wars movies and miniatures.
Definitely.
I do want to say though, I did enjoy the Coruscant set piece at the beginning. In terms of the spectacle, I thought that was
the kind of chase,
the car chase through the city.
Yeah,
I thought that was like, it didn't look as shit as I was afraid it might look.
Right.
Do you know, I wasn't even paying attention to how it looked, so you must be right.
That's true. I was quite horrified by other things.
What were you horrified by?
I was horrified by the attitude of the characters. The way they're sort of flippant, like...
just jumps out of a fucking car.
And then Obi-Wan says, I hate it when he does that. Like, he does it all the time.
I was
enjoying that.
They used that joke twice, that same line. Yeah, like...
I missed that.
I think it's when he pulls up, he says, I hated when you do that. And then when he jumps out, he says, I hated when you do that. Like,
right.
You've just fucking said that. Like, I get the dynamic that you're trying to get across to me.
There's a lot of they've gone from... The Force is revealing itself in these movies to be way more of like superhero powers than I think it is in the original trilogy. Obviously, like, you can move stuff with great effort. In this, they're jumping out of cars and landing in other cars, thousands of feet below. They're plucking lightsabers out of midair. They're jumping through windows and just assuming they're going to catch a droid.
Jumping out of the window was the first sort of move of that kind in this film, and it was quite something. Just Obi-Wan just jumping straight out.
You're just attuned to the way things are, the fabric of things, and just there's like a luck stat with the Force. Yeah, I think, and being attuned to the Force, it feels like if you believe enough in what you're going to do, then the Force has it's almost got an intelligence to it, hasn't it? The Force. That's how I am interpreting it.
Yeah.
Well, and it's like if you trust in the Force enough, then it sort of gives you a little helping hand. Right. Quite a few times. Like when Anakin decides just to leave, I'm just going to take a shortcut because I just feel like it's the right thing to do. Yeah. I'm going to jump out now because I feel like
I thought he was just looking for the car.
He was looking for the car. And he's feeling with the Force, intuiting that if he jumps out at that precise moment, he's going to land on it.
I hear what you're saying. Trust your feelings.
Yes. My read was that George Lucas is 20 years older, and whatever grasp he had on what made things fun or engaging as an action set piece had long deserted him, and that this is just clownish, and I really didn't like it. No. And that I won't argue about what the Force is or what the sense of it was, but I will say that it shifted in a way which I enjoy less. From the vaguer it is, the more ambiguous it is, the more interesting it is in the universe.
Undoubtedly,
as soon as it's got
we saw this in the last movie with Force Hold Your Breath and Force Run Fast. Like, the Force is now just a vehicle for cool set pieces, which is, different.
What was it before?
Different. Well,
there was a scarcity to it.
Yeah.
Which is a trouble of having loads of. I mean, the set piece, the end set piece of this film, or the second.
You could say this: the Force and Star Wars as a franchise are sort of going hand in hand. Then, like, there's a scarcity to Star Wars, and there's only 3 movies.
For sure,
it's that classic fandom thing that we've run into before. As soon as you start exploring things and peeling back on things that aren't real and are just being made up by someone, as soon as they've got to make up more of that thing,
100%. You're absolutely right. I completely appreciate that this is my take. I'm there going, oh, I don't know if that's actually what the Force is. It's not what the Force is for me. So I don't know if who am I? I get that, ultimately these are just movies with spectacles in it, and it does it matter, and who is right, and I understand that. I can only speak to my own.
You can also mark that there is a shift within the films themselves. That they didn't have to be.
No.
And I'm not judging it in terms of like they shouldn't have done that and it's betrayed all I'm saying is that first one that hooked me was this sense of there is something beyond our understanding that binds living things together. If you tap into it, chill times. Great stuff will happen.
Yeah.
And in this one, it's much more like there's parlor tricks. There's a cheapness to it that I don't think is consistent with what I enjoyed about the original. And the original is it's not high philosophy or anything, is it? It's like just sort of a cribbed together story based on some, I guess it's vague philosophical.
The Force probably for George Lucas is
money in the bank, baby.
How does this align with the ambition I want to? How far can I strive for spectacle in these films? And what's the big Force set piece of the original trilogy? It's probably Yoda pulling the X-wing out of the swamp. That's probably the most visually astounding thing you see happen.
Yeah,
with the Force in the original trilogy.
Yeah,
and now he's got this shiny new tool that he thinks is going to make the films look amazing. The CG-ness, the ILM, where they are. At this point in time, obviously, it's aged badly now, but this looked cutting edge in 2002. And he's just thinking, oh, well, I could do this, this, and this. I could do this amazing set piece. And I could have my characters doing things that you might not normally see action heroes doing. And I can use the Force just as a way to... It's almost like the Animus in Assassin's Creed. It lends the video gaminess. There's like he can use it to explain away narratively these things he now wants to just do because he thinks they look cool.
Yeah, maybe so.
And maybe he's swung and he's missed, according to the opinions of many people. I liked the car chase.
Well, that's good.
I thought it was cool.
I'm keen not to sort of just go through this movie too chronologically because I think I'll just have issues at every stage, but I did want to ask,
hey, Rose Byrne's there at the beginning. I just want to point
that
out.
Yeah, I saw Rose Byrne.
The bit that not just the beginning, right? It's just throughout.
She's there, just in the background of many of Natalie Portman's.
She's not
shots.
there. She's not the decoy.
No. Well, that made me really laugh. Obviously, not the decoy being blown up right at the beginning.
Yeah,
but then it goes to Palpatine's chambers, and Yoda makes a little joke, doesn't he? Oh. Queen Amidala, looking very good for someone who's just been blown up, aren't you?
Did he make a joke?
He said something like that.
I didn't hear that.
He's like, oh, Senator Amidala, good to see you. It's good to see you looking so well for someone who's just been blown up or killed. He says something like that. And
it's not very sensitive.
Padmé's just seen her friend die.
Yeah. Did you notice her friend was wearing no shoes or socks? I couldn't tell whether they were blown off in the explosion.
That happens quite a lot in explosions, doesn't it?
Is it really?
I believe that, well, maybe not the socks, but I do think that people's shoes get blown off quite a lot.
The socks maybe were incinerated.
Maybe that's where the saying, knock your socks off comes from.
Yeah. Why? I instantly wondered what's happened to Captain Panaka. He's not in this movie at all. He was, Amidala's right-hand man. Obviously, I thought, well, maybe he's the Queen's head of security, but then he's not in the booth.
Also, I found it quite funny that she's the former queen, and I was like, how do you stop being the queen? And they elect their queens?
I
guess that happens sometimes to some places.
Maybe that's a better, but they always have to be very young women.
It's a galaxy far, far away.
Yeah.
A long time ago.
Really I know you don't want us to just smash up this movie. I can feel it in the way that you've been talking about. But at the same time, the idea that you would elect a queen and then you would choose a 14-year-old girl.
I just don't care, man.
Is fucking stupid.
Why is it stupid?
We're here to watch the film and then talk about it. And I'm not going to enjoy all of the film. That's fucking stupid because I'm annoyed that George Lucas has...
I just think it's...
put in so many things into this movie which show a complete lack of regard for the audience. That's just fucking stupid. Why would you elect a 14-year-old child?
I don't know. I don't know anything about the customs and culture on Naboo.
You think that's where the answer is?
I don't know.
Not just that he did something stupid.
I don't know.
They're pretty good queens, though, to be fair.
Why is it stupid?
Both of them seem smart.
This one seems a bit older than 14, 15.
Yeah.
So they're at least that.
Both smart.
In the next movie...
Yeah.
You see the Queen for a second at the end, and it's Keisha Castle Hughes, I believe.
Oh, right.
Who at the time wasn't she the youngest actor ever nominated for the Best Actress Oscar?
Oh, for Thingy Rider.
Yes.
What's that? This is
Whale, something to do with whales.
Whale Rider, maybe? It's like a New Zealand movie.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah, the Oscars.
Yeah, I just remember her being. She was like,
she was.
So there's obviously a reason why it is 13 and 14-year-olds. Maybe George Lucas could get another spin-off out of that, but I just don't see it as a point that would ever impact my overall enjoyment or not enjoyment either way of the film.
You enjoyed the car scene though. So.
What do you think about the crawl? I thought it was another bad crawl.
That's a bad crawl.
It's just like, again, it's bogged down in like, I just want to, like, what's going on? I don't want to hear about a vote and star systems leaving the Republic.
There's lots of voting in this, isn't there?
Loads
of and the whole, if I'm going to pick apart the plot, I don't know why anyone gives a shit about protecting Senator Amidala so much in this film. It's a huge priority for the Jedi is to make sure Senator Amidala is protected. Why?
Well, I think that's because it's Palpatine
wants it done.
He wants it done, and he wants it done so that she gets together with Anakin.
He does seem to be genuinely trying to kill her as well, though, right? There's no way he could have organised for her not to be killed in the ways that she's not killed.
Well, Palpatine's not trying to kill her.
I guess he wants her to be in danger so that he can promise Anakin. Imagine, later he can say, "If you could, what have I told you? You could never have to worry about the people you love ever again."
I guess what I'm trying to get to is like, is there, without all the sort of the later build-ons to the story, is it that he would have won either way and he doesn't care, or is he trying to design it so that she just doesn't die?
I think Palpatine he doesn't want Queen Amidala, Padmé to die, for sure.
So he's confident that Dooku isn't going to succeed in doing
I think so.
Probably.
Maybe Dooku even knows, although he does have a good go at killing her in this movie.
He's the only one who wants her dead is Viceroy.
Yeah, he's just like,
there's that bit at the end where she gets slashed on the back. He's like, like his team's just gone 1-0 up.
yeah, he loves it.
Expected deaths for Amidala 0.5.
Yeah,
and he's come on.
Yes, I mean,
she will die.
I did feel more confused this time, I think, than ever before, simply about who orders the army and for what purpose. It must be.
I'm going to say this right up front, and then we don't have to dwell on it.
Okay.
And because this stuff was tripping me up.
Do your thoughts dwell on the creation of the clone?
They do a bit, and it's partly what Dave was saying, but it's more the whole. I'm trying to think about how I don't want to talk about everything in the film. I really wasn't enjoying the relationship between Obi-Wan and Anakin. That's one thing. Like they're kind of, and I think that's probably something which, again, the Marvel movies, for all their sins, have shown us how just two guys hanging out being sort of heroes can be much more enjoyable than this. And, Obi-Wan's little kind of quest to go and find the armies. Yes, I didn't understand who had ordered them, but just in terms of like, if I'm given a proposition to sort of believe in or to encourage me to have stakes in a thing, there was so little follow on from the first film in terms of the plotting and the machinations. It's like a whole new one, but it's quite similar to the other one. Palpatine's like pulling all the strings and Anakin is the through line. Dooku not having been in the first film is quite a weird thing to kind of swallow. Like there's this whole new bad guy and he used to be a Jedi, and that was difficult. And then the idea of the clones, like you said last time, why would you, or maybe it was Rob, why would you go back to clones? And I know
that's
it's
what
like,
my dad said.
Right. Well, yeah. So when Rob's dad guessed it, like, and I know that is a picky one, but also like just stacking it up with everything else, the idea that then on a hidden part of the galaxy, someone has made 1 million clones.
Yeah.
But then 10,000 systems are in the Separatist army.
Yeah.
If they're all sending 100 people, that's already 1 million soldiers. Just 100 soldiers each. You've already got your army. Yeah. You don't need to. And I know that that's not their army. They've got a droid army. But none of it really holds together and makes me think, oh, this is a good story.
No.
And the same people are making both armies.
Do you think if this is another one of George Lucas's? Okay, there was a line in the original trilogy about the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
And
he's just grabbed onto it. Did the fandom grab onto it in a way, with the fandom asking about the Clone Wars? We want to see the Clone Wars.
I asked my dad about it.
Loads of stuff have been made. There's a whole animated series about the Clone Wars. And he's just, I think it's clumsy and shit. This is probably my least favourite part of the film, especially when he goes to Kamino and we just see it.
It's so
being
strange.
Created.
And there's that mad Star Trek thing of he lands, the first person he meets says, "Do you want to meet the leader of this planet?
Do you want to meet the Prime Minister? He's just down there."
And it's because you're a Jedi. And then without any prompting, like, what's the scope of work? Who were the key personnel that he could just walk in and...
In sci-fi stories, they're just towns, aren't they?
They're just one
but
town,
they're made planets because they're set in space.
Yeah.
So he just lands on a pier, like a space pier, on this windy, wet, stormy planet. And it just happens to be, we're here. I'm here at the place. And even Dax in the bar talking about the Kaminoans, they're cloners. Yeah, it's a whole race of people whose entire point is just to clone things and people.
But they also make toxic darts. He can tell that as well. That's their two things, clones and toxic darts.
And Jango Fett has got his toxic darts from the Kaminoans.
Yeah, he has.
And so they used his DNA and then he's just living there?
Yeah. It's like,
well, he lives there because if they need to,
he's the template.
They need to get some more DNA. Check. Like, I think this DNA is going bad, Jango. We need some new stuff. Give me some saliva.
It was saliva you wanted.
Well, maybe that was just name your price. Is that I want to live here, and I want a little me.
He's also
and no questions asked.
And then he's off doing. He's also off doing missions.
Look, if we're talking about Kamino, can we just say, Jesus God, it's one of the worst looking bits of this film. The inside of the white room, it's like
it's
overexposed. Why is it so white in the president's room?
But there are a couple of things. There are a couple of sequences and bits and just shots in this movie that I do think look great.
Okay.
And I remember I had a copy of Empire magazine at the time. It was in year 11 when this came out, and my graphic design coursework was we had to make film posters.
Yeah, cool.
And we loved doing this.
Yeah.
And for research, we got loads of film magazines and everything. I had the Empire magazine with Attack of the Clones, the hype piece, maybe a few months before it came out.
Yeah.
And the whole article, I read it so many times, was geared towards making people realise this is a more gritty, adult, darker film than The Phantom Menace. It's going to right all the wrongs of The Phantom Menace. And the double-page spread, there was a shot of Ewan McGregor with his lightsaber out in the rain, and I thought it looked fucking cool as hell.
When they go out in the rain, I agree.
And there's also another shot of Anakin on his speeder going across Tatooine at sunset when he's on his way to slaughter the Tusken Raiders.
Yeah, not just the men.
Also, I thought looked fucking great as well. And I was like, my God, this film, it looks amazing.
Yeah.
And I do think those two sequences, those two shots specifically in this film, artistically, from a photography point of view, just look great.
That fight with Jango on the landing dock kind of makes me laugh. I think
it should be great.
It should be great, and it's not great. And I was thinking about it last night. The previous, the one at the end of the Phantom Menace, brilliant fight. And then suddenly, it made me laugh in the end because I don't know if I missed a bit of information, but he's suddenly coming out the lift running to catch them. He's like, maybe he's worked out, but he seems like we should have seen a scene of him rushing before he just so he comes out the lift basically, then runs out there.
Yoda says get him and we'll question him.
Okay,
it's not great.
No, I did miss that. Yeah. But then then they have a fight, and then he basically ends up and it's like a video game.
Yeah,
he ends up at the bottom, and then you have almost the same shot of him running out of the lift again at the end. What is this fight? This is so strange.
Yeah,
and it looks the whole swinging around on the zip tie that would definitely
that was silly.
Cut his fingers.
That
off.
was silly.
That thing's horrible.
Yeah.
Speaking of horrible, I was bemused. I am bemused by Anakin's demeanor around Padmé at the beginning of this movie and most of the movie. It's so lecherous.
It's aggressive.
It's horrendous.
Incel madness.
It's horrible, and it is in no way can you...
I mean, it's harassment, for sure.
It's just nuts.
The looks he's giving her,
and the things he's saying to her, it's just...
She says, it makes me uncomfortable. Yeah. And he goes, I've drawn his face.
Oh my God.
I was so upset by it. I've drawn his face.
His face was got her.
Right. Yeah.
Got her. But it seems to be working.
Oh, well, eventually.
It's working for him.
He's written it so that then at the end she's like, and I love you too.
Yeah.
Come on.
I think those bits are misjudged and they're probably badly directed. And I do feel really sorry for Hayden Christensen, especially because I think there are a couple of scenes in this film that, given if the rest of the film around it had been competently made, probably would have struck really hard. Like the bit where he encounters his mother.
Right.
I thought, okay, this isn't bad what he's doing here. Like he's doing this whole thing where he's trying to bottle in these emotions he knows he shouldn't be feeling.
Yeah.
And there are a couple of instances where I felt that struggle quite a lot. And I was like, man, he's capable of a good performance here. He's not a shit actor at all, in my opinion.
I don't
like there are a couple of scenes where I was like, this is powerful stuff, and would have hit some better emotional heights if what had preceded it wasn't as clumsily done.
When we were talking about it, for anyone out there who did listen to our solo bonus episode, we were talking about it's over-engineered, but one of the things I particularly liked about it was that it understood something about Han and trying to get, this is a similar thing. We're trying to get to Darth Vader. Yeah. And Han gets to where he is in A New Hope, and it takes like the very slightly less obvious path. It's like, he's always good, and then this is the reason that he hides that he's good. And here it's like, well, we know he ends up bad. And so it's like the simplest. It's like version 0. It's that he's like incredible. He can jump out of a car. He's like he's better than everyone, and he's really angry at Obi-Wan for holding him back. And there's nothing realistic or human about the way that Anakin acts. He's like a child, and there's no way she would fall in love with him. There's no way the Jedi Council wouldn't go, Jesus Christ, you're a fucking huge liability. We need to stop training you immediately. This is insane. Yeah. It would be much more effective. I was yearning for him he should be brilliant. He should be, and on the surface, this is how people actually cope, isn't it? Like you get high functioning people who are really struggling and then they snap. That's like how things work in the real world. That would have been really interesting. Get someone he's got like an insecure quality to him, Hayden Christensen, which I think is brilliant. Actually, I really liked him in the Obi-Wan series. And I love seeing him at Star Wars Celebration, like finally getting some recognition for, partly the time that he'd been through, but then what these films mean to everybody. But if you'd had someone who was like really together and then capable of showing those cracks, that would have been a much better. It's a shame. Yeah, I don't blame Hayden Christensen.
There's like there's a one-dimensional obviousness to his character that I guess you could say is a mistake in the writing, or is it just a necessary way of communicating this character's trajectory to, again, an audience that's going to mostly be filled with children. Everyone knows this is Darth Vader. He's a Jedi, trained to be a Jedi. He's going to go bad, and the way you show him doing that to kids is probably not to have like this subtle, nuanced performance, I feel like would be. I mean, maybe that's me also making the same mistake that George Lucas has made in not respecting his audience enough. I don't know.
I think you're crediting him. I'm not sure that George Lucas had the imagination or to do it any other way. That's my judgment of it. But not that he's going, I'm making this for a particular audience. I think he's just like, he's real evil.
But I will also say, as a 15-year-old, I remember now watching this a couple of days ago. I was like, oh man, I remember how, because I started feeling the same sort of like I had a memory of an emotion I felt watching it when I was 15, which was, I'm like Anakin. I'm really good, but there's like an evil in me, and I really hope the girl I fancy falls in love with me. Otherwise, she's dead. But like, there's a real sort of a histrionic sort of melodramatic ness to the way they fall in love with each other. That's just the fantasy probably of every teenager at that point in their lives with the person they just, I fancy you so much, please let's roll around in the grass. What if there's a bit where we're sitting by the fire and you're in an incredible low-cut dress and you're like, no, we can't be together. And then we just kiss. And then it's like, the line he says was, I'm haunted by the kiss you should never have given me.
That whole monologue is problematic.
But as a 15-year-old, I was gulping this up. I was like,
I can't breathe. I know what that's like. I can't breathe.
It's just sort of incredible. That's intercut with Obi-Wan just sort of running around with the guys with the massive necks, right? It's just like what a sequence of the movie that was.
Obi-Wan is a prick to Anakin here, where he's like, we came to rescue you, and he's like, well fucking done. Shit job, mate.
That I thought was
man, you don't have to be mean to him. He's trying his best.
He was supposed to stay on Naboo. Now he's in Tatooine.
Also, I fell in love with Natalie Portman when I watched this when I was 15.
Yeah.
She's just great.
Absolutely.
That's what they wanted.
She looks amazing. Just great. I was shipping Anakin and Padmé.
Really?
Hard. Yeah.
Just want to say that one of the Jedi Masters in the Council seems to be a big snake.
Yes, I noticed that.
I didn't notice this again.
You didn't see the big snake. You didn't see the snake.
I saw again the guy with the big long forehead.
Plo Koon.
Yeah.
That's not Plo
Oh,
Koon.
no, I know who
he's
Plo
got
Koon is.
He's got like a white.
Isn't
He's
it?
got white.
Oh, not
he's
Rat-
the guy who says in the Phantom Menace, "Do your thoughts dwell on your mother?"
I'm
Right.
gonna get it up because whatever his name is, it will be funny.
Are you going to remind us of the name of the...
I think it's
a Kaminoan.
Radius Poof.
Plo Koon is
Yeah.
green, right? Plo Koon is green.
No, Plo Koon's the guy with the beard, right?
I think it was the guy with the mask. I'm going to
The
look up.
mask. Oh my god.
Jedi
the guy I'm
Council.
thinking of doesn't have a mask.
Why do we each have a Plo Koon of our own?
He's there with Mace Windu in
Yeah,
this
that's
film
who I think's
on the
Plo-
ship, like
They're all there,
deflecting.
though.
Oh, no, you're thinking of Kit Fisto.
Kit Fisto. You're just making this up.
No, I think
That
that's
is
bullshit.
We all know that.
I think it's Kit
Fisto's
Fisto
doing it.
who looks at the camera and smiles when he kills a. He's like,
No, not him.
All right.
Come on. He's got a pale face.
Right, let's
He's got a human face.
Who's looking up
And
Plo Koon?
and he's got like a long conical forehead. He's like the Mace sits there on the council. Right
Yeah, well,
next
I
to Mace
think I'm
Windu.
right.
His name-
Here's Kit Fisto.
This
No,
picture-
not him. I'm not
Okay.
thinking
Picture
about
is
him.
too
Can
low
I
res.
Nate, just have a look at Kit Fisto just so you
Yeah,
know?
I knew Kit Fisto.
Oh, we all know Kit Fisto.
Plo Koon is the one with the mask.
It's not Plo Koon I'm thinking
All right,
of.
well, now I need to look up Plo Koon.
Is his name Barde something?
Oh,
Mundy?
that's Plo Koon.
Mundy? What's his name?
Oh, yeah. Adamundi, Badamundi.
I'm having a really bad Monday.
What did you just say? Oh my god, you just come up with the next character.
It's Kiadi Mundy.
Kiadimundi.
Kiadi Mundi.
He's got an incredibly long head.
That's him.
Yes, Kiadimundi. I thought that was Plo Koon.
That's him.
Oh, what
Why do I know Plo Koon's name?
The Jedi
Guys.
Council members varied by era, but during the Clone Wars pre-Order 66 include Yoda, Mace Windu, looking through the Mace window, Kiadi Mundi,
That
Plo
sounds like
Koon,
a Mace Windows.
T. Who's Shock T?
This is Yariel Poof. Just so you,
Kit Fisto,
Is Yariel Poof a Kaminoan?
Saisi Teen,
if he's not,
Aegon Kolar,
he could wear their clothes.
Coleman Kajaj,
Coleman Kajaj.
Stas Ali, Deepa Bilaba, this is bullshit, Even Peel, Eth Koth, Oppo Rancesis, and often Obi-Wan Kenobi.
It's
That's-
hard to
I
name
mean-
things. It's hard to name things.
Oh, and,
I mean,
and
I
we've
don't-
forgotten Yaddle. So.
Yaddle, yeah.
Deepa Bilaba. I've got to look at
Deepa Bilaba,
I've got
yes.
to Google
One of them
Deepa
is
Bilaba.
apparently called Coleman Trebor. Did you already say that?
Yeah, he
name?
said
Coleman
Coleman
something.
Yeah.
This is
Why-
What a couple of
Bilaba.
minutes of podcast, by the way, for
That's
people
right.
who can't see these pictures.
I hope you were Googling along at home.
Deepa Bilaba looks animated
Stop saying
mostly.
Let's have a look. Oh, we were trying to figure out who this snake
That's
is.
Deepa Bilaba.
Oh, I don't recognise. Deepa.
Animated. But there's one live action shot of her.
She's not in these. She's not in this film, though, right? She's not
I
in
don't
the.
know.
But there is, one member of the Jedi Order, the Jedi Council, rather. It's like human on top, snake on bottom.
Yeah. Like Rob.
What?
It's a low blow.
Just
Just a
your lower
low-
half's just snake body.
Can I say that there's a bunch of stuff I really didn't like. Can I just say I did not enjoy the young Jedis, the younglings.
The younglings are terrible.
Doing their, like, little version.
That one kid that's just can only do it at 45.
and Yoda's there going
like a metronome.
feelings or whatever the fuck he's saying.
I hated this. I remember at the cinema, just that Obi-Wan is such an idiot. And the kids figure it out.
Yeah.
It made me so annoyed.
I really enjoyed the archive librarian, though.
She's so mean.
planet doesn't exist in our archives, it does not exist.
Goodbye.
Bye.
God, she's...
I loved that.
Yeah.
It was like a PE lesson. I felt like there should be a mystique to it. There should be like a temple.
Yeah.
Imagine being a youngling and Yoda taking your PE lesson.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. So
If I was Yoda, I'd be delegating all training.
there was like once or twice where my head teacher genuinely took games because of sickness.
Right.
And it felt like that. It felt like it was something they hadn't done for a long time.
Maybe it was that.
It was a bit weird.
It was sickness. I mean, Qui-Gon's dead.
Yeah,
He was killed fighting the Sith, unfortunately.
He was.
Do you think, and this is, do you think the Sith have like a scouting network? Palpatine's got a scouting network. As soon as Darth Maul was died, he's like, okay, who can be my next
This is
apprentice?
kind of what I mean there, because that clone army order went in 10 years ago to deliver
By that Jedi, I can't remember his name.
But it wasn't. But I'm assuming it wasn't actually him, or maybe it was.
I think it was, but then he was killed, according to Obi-Wan.
You can't just order an army for the Republic.
Palpatine's put the Master Cypher DS, but Palpatine put the order in almost certainly. It's 10 years ago, which is around the kind of time the Phantom Menace was happening.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that as soon as Palpatine becomes Supreme Chancellor, the first thing he's done is put in the order for the clone army.
Fire that Jedi.
But he
Why
must
the fuck wouldn't the film explain that?
But was it Fire the Jedi, or was it just someone who just said, I'm Master Cypher DS?
Probably.
And have they had no They've just been making a million people.
They're
This
like,
is what
we've
they
been
do on
wondering.
this planet. It's what they do.
The president
The
oversees
scope of work's been
personally.
signed.
And how has it been
Yeah, just
paid
like-
for? Because
That's
surely
what I'm saying.
they must have paid something up front. Like, even if it's not the whole amount, it's like, yeah, we'll pay you,
And
That Palpatine's doing it. Palpatine's making sure it's happening.
And in what
Yeah.
world are you there going, all right, well, he's got a whole different plan, but it's like, I need 1 million soldiers, and I already have a droid army of millions, but I'm going to wait 10 years.
I'm going to make these...
He doesn't have a droid army, though.
The Trade
Well,
Federation
I guess
has
he
the
does. I guess
droid
he does.
army.
You mean in his puppetry position?
He's
got-
using the droid
his-
army to orchestrate an invasion that's bad enough that he can get the Republic to sign off on this clone army.
Why does he want a clone
I guess
army?
what I'm saying is
So he
that's
could-
what I'm saying. Why
because
not
he's
just
like,
get
yeah.
a different droid?
That's just an evil thing to want,
He's got
isn't
his
it?
toys and he's just
A clone
smashing them
army.
together.
Yeah, Palpatine's just having fun.
Yeah.
I love the bit where he's like... It's a whole scene dedicated to him.
Is it Jar Jar?
Trying to influence Jar? If only Senator Amidala were here. And he does like a little face in earshot of Jar Jar. And I just love the thought of Palpatine and his blue bureaucrat.
I was going to say,
Jar
his
Jar
bureaucrat is definitely in on it, isn't he? Like, I wasn't sure in Phantom Menace, but in this one, he's just like,
for sure.
they're both like nudging each other, like, yeah, who would be strong enough? I don't know.
Misa, vote for the emergency powers is to the Supreme Chancellor.
I thought the entire thing, Padmé saying, I really need you to fill in. There's an entire planet full of people.
Yeah, but none of them are here.
But none of them
are
else
here.
are the characters. And I also love where he starts talking and she just goes, I'm sure you're busy.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're
You must
busy,
be
Jar
busy,
Jar.
Jar Jar.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
But then I love the shots of when he's listening to Palpatine. He looks like a dog has been made into a
But
politician.
don't forget,
It's like,
don't forget the Darth Jar Jar conspiracy theories
Wow.
where he's actually
The
actually
mastermind.
puppeteering Palpatine.
But in
rather
terms
than
of
the other
whether
way
there's
around.
a scouting network, there can only be 2 of them. So I guess it would have to be
No,
non-commissioned.
but the scouts
Sith.
aren't Sith. Like,
Yeah.
football scouts aren't football players, are they? It's just he's
True.
got a network of people out looking for people with dark side tendencies. And he's obviously scouted Anakin himself.
It does seem like the Trade Federation knew that they were Sith. That's now pretty solid. That's what
The
Dooku
Trade
said.
Federation were talking about Lord Sidious in The Phantom Menace. So
Yeah,
they
right,
know.
yeah. It's just wild, isn't it? That's
Yeah.
not very secret. Maybe-
I'm trying to look up Jar Jar Binks' monologue to the Senate because he
it's so
said
good.
something so ridiculous that it's just. Oh, here we are. I found it. He starts his whole monologue to the Senate by saying, "Dellow felegates" instead of fellow delegates. And it's like, at that point, who is voting?
Yeah.
This is the other thing. Is anyone can just propose a vote in the Senate and they're like, yeah, carried. Let's go next.
What do you think is actually happening? Because they changed the character of Jar Jar to try and make it seem like he's chilled out quite a lot from the first film in this
Yeah.
one. Do you think that George Lucas realized that, that this characterization was really overblown in that first one, and if we wanted to believably see him as a key political figure, it would have to check, like...
What were there 3 years? What's 10?
10.
No. Sorry, of actual human time. Production years. 3 years between this. I always assumed that they were like, that character did not work.
But you could just not have him in this film.
Yeah, but I know.
He could have been Captain Panaka.
That would be much better.
Could be Ralph Brown, the exposition man. He could just be telling us what's happening.
That would be much better. But no, I feel like this is just a massive like retraction of. Everyone hates this character. I've got it really, really wrong.
Jar Jar's he's so happy to see Anakin, and Anakin just immediately all he cares about is talking about Padmé.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Do you think Padmé was excited to see me, Jar Jar?
Yeah.
Honey, it's so good to see you.
That makes me think of one of my favourite little robot chicken things. I've definitely shared this with you guys in the past, but I'm going to quickly talk it through now.
That's when he sees Darth Vader.
It's where Jar Jar keeps turning up, and Darth Vader. He's like, every time Darth Vader's there, he's like, Annie, and Darth Vader chucks him out of the airlock and then goes to bed, and Jar Jar's become a Force ghost. He's like, now we could be together forever, Annie! And he's just doing this mad dance. Oh, it's so good. I mean, that is be a better reason for why Darth Vader turns evil.
Look at the gift. Look at the gift that Jar Jar Binks has given us.
I was going to say the
true.
cultural legacy of these films.
Yes,
is huge.
It is huge.
And this is why it will be larger than the sequel trilogy, the cultural legacy, in my opinion.
I agree. Yeah, definitely.
Even though I think they're probably better films.
I think
there's that bit we talked about it already, but just I'm going through my notes so I don't miss anything. But there's that bit where he talks about sand. There's a very famous bit we talked about sand. But then the follow-up, talking about how creepy he was, is like, I like it here. It's soft and smooth.
Oh, he's just like looking at her shoulder or something. It's just so.
And then he starts caressing her shoulder.
She's
like,
me.
yeah, it's working.
You know that
these chat lines are all working.
Yeah,
maybe this is like the root of all incel culture. This film.
I think we have George Lucas to thank for it.
I'm now going to tell you again about how when I went to Star Wars Celebration before The Last Jedi came out, and we were all there waiting to see the first trailer for The Last Jedi, and I was at like a little panel somewhere on the show floor with a bunch of people, and Hayden Christensen came out, and it was just like, it was probably being broadcast over the internet, but in the room it was just like, and we just couldn't hear it, and people were going, we can't hear you. And I turned and I made at least 10 big Star Wars fans' day by saying he doesn't like sound.
Oh,
it was great, and it's the greatest moment of my life, and I'm glad I could.
Wow,
I've actually heard that story before, but hearing it again,
yeah, I tried to do it faster.
No, it's fine. I'd forgotten it.
And you get it
believe
now.
that.
Yeah. What? You forgot? Are you not telling your friends about this?
Doesn't like.
I mean, you
were there with Wheeler.
I was
right?
really proud of
so
myself.
Wheeler is your witness. That actually happened.
Yeah.
It is remarkable, isn't it, that Padmé falls in love with him?
Yeah.
All of these lines, and then he goes and butchers a whole race of people.
Yeah. I mean, I was thinking,
admits to it.
She is still up for it after he comes back, and he's like, by the way, not just the men.
Killed the kids as well.
And he's sort
women
of
and
pleased.
the children.
He's sort of pleased about it.
Yeah, because I hate them. I hate them.
It is bad.
And Rob was there thinking, yeah.
I wasn't thinking,
I get
I was
this.
thinking, this is what would happen if all the evil tendencies won. I've got to fight.
Rob's worried that he might be Anakin in the past. I've worried that I might be Mark from Peep Show in the past.
Oh,
Nath,
wow.
who have you? What on-screen character?
I don't know, man.
Have you worried that you?
I mean, I'm sure there are some, but none come to mind now because I think
you've seen a lot of movies. You've definitely seen you on the big screen. You just don't want to tell us.
He thinks he's Theoden.
Theoden is cursed and old. There is an element of
cursed
that.
and old.
But then I think it's like if I don't bet, right? But people who bet, they never remember the losses; they remember the wins.
You want to bet with me?
So I don't think I'm water. So I think what I'm saying is I think I remember all the people I'm like, I wish I was like, but I don't remember the people I'm like, oh fuck,
right.
I am like this
I've
guy.
been nailed.
Like, this is bad.
Maybe the audience can write in.
Yeah.
Tell us which characters in film is Nathan most like.
Someone anxious and uptight and not having a good time.
Yeah,
that would be.
Why does Jango Fett, the bounty hunter, hire another bounty hunter to kill Padmé?
Because he's probably busy that day.
But he's there watching. He's going, "Did you kill her? Oh, you didn't kill her." Right.
It does give them the opportunity to do that beyond classic trope of. And the killer was.
Yeah, I know. Takes so long. I was just.
There's no
annoying,
interrogation necessary. Just like tell us.
Yeah.
Okay. It was a bounty hunter called.
Yeah.
I liked the bar. I liked the sci-fi bar.
The Death Sticks Man.
The Death Sticks Man.
It unlocked a
memory.
Smoking is bad though.
It unlocked a memory for me.
That's right.
which was, for some reason, my film tutor when I was at college. I don't know how I'd gained the reputation of being like the Star Wars fan in the class.
Yeah.
But one day, I think just before Christmas, he did like a fun quiz for us. And one of the rounds was like, where are these fake brands of cigarette from?
Okay.
And they were like, whatever. Quentin Tarantino uses red apple cigarettes in his movies. And then and he was like, this one's for you, Rob, Death Sticks. And the whole class was like, oh, Death Sticks. I was like, has no one else seen Star Wars?
The masterpiece.
Yeah. Obviously, it's Attack of the Clones, Death Sticks.
I feel like we used to call them Death Sticks before that. It was just a common parlance, right? No, I feel like my friends used to call them Death Sticks.
I'd not heard
at school.
of it before.
Yeah, 100%.
I liked this bit anyway. Obi-Wan is using the Force to great effect here. He is Force intuiting in like a calm, measured, masterly way.
Yeah.
Where he's like, I'm just going to go have a drink.
Force
and
detecting.
the person we need is going to walk right behind me, and I'm just going to chill out here and have a drink until that happens.
Cut their arm off.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Obi-Wan being a cool Master Jedi for sure.
Mhm.
I like that he's like, where are you going, Master? He's like, yeah, going to go
For
get
a drink.
Yeah.
Do you know one thing I thought was in the film, but I wish had been a little bit more developed or signposted was you get the sense that there are loads of Jedi and they're kind of in charge, but they're not really. And they do talk about that a little bit. Like, we can't win a war. We're not
an army.
And I kind of feel like that sort of political positioning and then because you just feel like Yoda is ultimately in charge, but he's not, is he? Obviously Palpatine's in charge. And I feel like that the dynamics of
even
that
in
could have been signposted.
the council, he's not in charge. He's just one of. He's like maybe highly regarded, but I don't think, they vote on stuff. He says at the end of the Phantom Menace how he didn't think that Anakin should be taken on as a Padawan, but the council voted for it. And what have you? We learn a little bit about the kind of family tree of Jedi, i.e. Yoda's Padawan was Count Dooku. Count Dooku's Padawan was Qui-Gon.
Yeah.
It's just
interesting.
How old are all these characters?
Yeah.
And where does it make sense for them to be in relation?
I mean,
to each
Yoda
other?
must have had like loads of
So
Padawans.
Dooku would have been Yoda's Padawan. He even says.
He does.
Do you know?
I can't wait to get to talk about that bit.
It makes there's like a mythic value to Obi-Wan's story. This is like talking about moving from there being a handful of Jedi to loads. When you hear, there was this great Jedi Knight, and then he succumbed to the dark side and he became evil. That as a one-off, that's like, that's a story. What a tale, it's like this abstract thing. When it's like, and there was this other one as well, and he also turned to the dark side. It's like it's just less impactful, isn't it? Like, and it does ripple through and make.
But it's kind of weird. I think it's quite weird that they don't.
So this happens quite a lot.
They don't think that he did that. They don't think he turned. They just felt that he left the Jedi Order. He was like, he used to be a Jedi, but then he stopped being a Jedi. He's just a man now.
There was also when he gets out his Force lightning and then his red lightsaber, Obi-Wan doesn't go, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
He's just like, cool. I guess of course you've got these things.
Yeah.
And also, I've never seen anyone do that with their hands. How the fuck did you do that? Doesn't even talk about that.
No.
But do what with his hands?
Make lightning come out of them. They haven't seen a Sith for 1,000 years. No one's seen anyone do that.
Is that exclusive to the Sith? The Force lightning.
Yeah, in the games.
Well, in the movies, we only ever see him
in
and
the skill trees of
Palpatine
various games. That is correct.
But Obi-Wan seems to know how to block it.
That's what I'm saying.
Does he?
Yoda
does.
He uses
Obi-Wan,
to recharge his
Obi-Wan
own
absorbs it with his lightsaber.
He does.
he?
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
I
It's like
thought-
three
I thought that was
stages
Yoda.
of. It's like a tutorial, and it's like the first time you just get zapped, so you're like Anakin, and then the second time it says press L1 to put
Right.
your lightsaber in front of you, and then it's like with Yoda, it's like if you get the timing right and
Yeah.
you press R1 just before the lightning
Yeah.
bolt, then you absorb.
But there
it
is a
in your
risk
palm.
if you get the timing wrong. You'll be knocked down.
Yoda's such a high level that his timing window is huge.
It's just
Yeah,
massive.
So it's just
and it slows down.
Yeah.
The game slows down.
Why can Yoda move so quickly when he wants to?
The Force!
The Force.
My God!
Why doesn't he just use the Force all the time?
Because it's part of it's part of his whole act. We see him doing this original trilogy. He does a whole act, doesn't he, in front of Luke?
Yeah.
Like he's this kooky, crazy little swamp man. And he's got the act of going along with his walking stick.
Yeah, I feel like he is actually decrepit, but then he can just.
He's like the end from Metal Gear Solid 3. That sniper who's like dead, apart from when he needs to snipe people.
Yeah,
When he comes alive again.
and he snipes them.
Yeah.
Well, I do remember in the cinema just the Yoda, just him opening his and then just like force.
Yeah, come on.
Grabbing his
the
lightsaber.
music at that bit. The music knows what's happening. It's
It's
like you're going to see Yoda with a lightsaber now.
I remember the
come
rush
on, it
of
was
that.
cool,
in the
right?
cinema. The rush of that, because I was like, I wanted to see show me something cool, and that made everyone go, oh shit, because you're the whole time you're like, is he going to fight? Someone earlier on mentions like, but still not the equal of Master Yoda, and then he starts flipping around, and I remember just the noises of that cinema. But there was laughter, there was like screeching with excitement, it was like everything. It was like, Jesus fucking Christ.
It's amazing. And the little noise he's making as well.
Yeah. I remember he draws his lightsaber with the Force.
That's what I'm saying.
Unnecessarily cool, and just showing off. And he, I mean, why does he even need to hold his lightsaber? Just fling it
That
around.
would have been a cool move.
He should be stood.
Flicking his finger around.
That would have been better.
I remember the. It makes more sense, I think.
Yeah.
Doesn't it? I remember the review in the paper that I read before I went and saw the movie was like, and you finally get to find out why Master Yoda is the master or something. And
Yeah.
so
Although-
I think everyone I felt in the cinema was waiting for this moment. We didn't know what it was going to be, but like
Dooku's big move at the end, where he lets the pillar fall.
yeah.
Surely, rather than trying to stop the enormous pillar, which shouldn't be any more difficult than anything else, because that's what you're telling Luke, just move the bodies. Just flick
great-
the bodies away.
Great idea.
A little
Great
bit
idea.
further.
You'd make a great Jedi Master.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
That's who I see myself as.
Right. Okay. It's Master Yoda.
Every Jedi Master.
You did ask. I think there's a few characters in this movie who were done dirty by just the writing and things. One of them is, for me, Boba Fett, who I wish wasn't
A little
explored in
child.
these movies whatsoever.
Yes.
I don't think he's back in the next movie. He's just still a child. It's just rubbish.
Yes, it is.
I think Boba Fett is just rubbish.
I know you do, and that's fair enough.
At all points.
And he's come on, you can't say he's rubbish at all points. Why is he rubbish in The Empire Strikes Back?
Because I can't even remember him in The Empire Strikes Back.
Well, then you can't say he's rubbish.
I can say he's forgettable.
Okay, well, you're changing what you say.
He's just a bloke in a suit, and there's nothing cool about him.
What's cool is that he doesn't. If you think smoking's cool, you've got to think Boba Fett's cool.
I don't think Boba Fett's cool.
He is the smoking of this movie. Of these movies.
I know people think that. People think his ship's cool.
It is.
But he doesn't really do or say anything in any of the films that I've ever looked at and thought, that's why people like
He
this character.
outsmarts Han Solo in The Empire Strikes Back, who's had this great. They're like, well, we've got the Empire beat. We know, and Boba Fett knows. He's like, I bet he's in the trash. It's smart. It's cool.
I don't remember that bit.
Yeah,
He's got aura, Rob. as
He's
the
got
kids
aura.
say.
He gets like knocked into the pit in Jedi though, doesn't he?
When-
by Lando. Is it? No, it's Han.
that
Han
bit.
knocks him
I
in.
agree. That bit's rubbish for him. But before that, he does a nod of respect at Princess Leia's bounty hunter disguise,
I quite
and
like
you're like, oh yeah, that's cool. Boba
People,
Fett's
people with cool hats.
people who respect is cool.
Respect is cool. I'm with you, and I think that he is slightly diminished. And Jango Fett is a strange character to be living there, to be doing that.
It's
to have a little version of yourself.
This is all bad, isn't it? The whole
It's
Jango
just
Fett.
strange.
Not only like Jango Fett and Boba Fett, but then all the clones are based on Jango Fett, which means Boba Fett.
I mean, every
oh.
stormtrooper is Jango Fett.
No, stormtroopers are different. Stormtroopers are
There's like a crossover
individuals.
period, I believe.
They stopped using clones.
But there
the
are
Clone
some.
Wars.
Some of the stormtroopers surely are Jango Fett still.
I guess there might be one or two. I don't know. I think they're quite old because it's like another 30
Well, there's
years
that-
later.
I think there's
they're
the-
not still making them.
You didn't watch the Obi-Wan series, did you? One of the scenes that was the fans really enjoyed, because the fans of Obi-Wan are basically kids who have grown up watching the prequels, and there was a character from,
Yeah.
or maybe not, but like basically a veteran, a clone veteran.
Yeah, I
right?
think out of
And
Rebels.
and
or
it is
something.
Was it the same actor?
And it's it's not. Well, I can't remember his name. It's terrible, but yes, and he was kind of like down on his luck and begging, and it's just like a cool
that is cool.
dystopic moment.
I have watched the fight in the Obi-Wan series.
Yeah.
The fight.
That's the thing to see.
It's good, the fight.
And I thought it was great.
Yeah.
I think it's like that's the reason to make it. The
Yeah.
bit where they go back back to the moisture farm again, and Leia runs around like a little mouse. Don't watch that one.
Yeah, I've not watched that.
Yeah.
But there's the bit. I found it quite.
Luke's in no peril whatsoever.
The emotion of it was well delivered.
It was.
When you just see him with his eye peeking out of his helmet.
It was great.
He says, "What is it? I'm not your failure, Obi-Wan."
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah, that was undoubtedly the only good part of that series, I think. And like, yeah, I'm not sure if the series is worth being made for that moment alone, but it was great.
I think it probably is.
Imagine if that was just a 10-minute short. How impactful would that have been? I mean, it can be.
What about the line in this film where Obi-Wan says to Anakin, "Why do I get the feeling you're going to be the death of me?"
Yeah.
And what about C-3PO in this film as well, man?
See, this is another character who's
beside myself.
Who's done dirty.
Oh my god!
Come on, man. Yeah.
He has a little flurry of puns. It's bad.
What a drag.
Do you know,
that's it.
I want you to know, Rob, that in watching this and hating some stuff, I do question. So, like the head swap,
Yeah.
I was going, fuck's sake, and then I was thinking, give it and see it from all angles. And is it massively different from the stuff that happens to him in Cloud City? Like, not really. Like running around on Chewbacca's back. So
yeah,
I was like, what really pissed me off is that What a Drag is such an Americanism, and he's such a British character.
I think there's that. I think there's,
I'm quite beside myself is a great line.
That is good.
And
you only need one.
Physical. He's a like.
I'm quite beside. I thought it was so good.
I think the move to CG from physical lets that whole bit down as well. Like, he looks different. It's not really him. And I don't like the bit where, for some reason, he takes on the anger of his body. He's like, "Die, Jedi dogs," and then he's like, "Oh my, what am I doing?"
I quite like that joke, which is stupid. What I didn't like was this is probably like the absolute vortex of the where that kind of fan service gets you in bringing C-3PO back, where he and R2 are at the moisture farm that they're in, but certainly C-3PO is just living there.
Yeah.
And the idea that he would then somehow cosmically go on this journey and come back there is so unlikely and just so unnecessary.
I feel like if I was Mr. Lars and his family, I'd be like, where you going with our droid? We do need him. Like, he is actually like, I'm taking him. He's
really
mine. I actually built him.
He's really expensive.
Yeah, but we put the gold on him.
Can I say, Watto looks even more Jewish?
Okay.
I don't
he does.
Know.
He's got a beard.
He's
got that hat. The beard and the hat. They really doubled down on it for this.
The hat was a choice.
I was completely unaware when I was a kid of the stereotypes here, and I think in the Phantom Menace, maybe they can kind of get away with it. Here now, I was.
He should have just had like ringlets.
Always. They've really gone for it here.
It was that was interesting, and then so much of this made me feel uncomfortable. I was not enjoying the how on the nose. This is my girlfriend, bro. I didn't enjoy any of that. But also, I didn't love the going to that, that farmer, Lars, is supposed to be a good guy.
Yeah.
It's like, so you bought my mum and then married her.
Yeah.
And this is fine.
She was up for it.
I loved it. She's a great woman. But to say again, you bought my mother.
Yeah.
And
they live on Tatooine where
they
buy slaves.
What would you rather? What, is she still a slave with?
You decide, actually, I've fallen in love with this woman, so I'm going to free her, and I'll instead get like a droid to do all the bits.
Yeah,
I guess
at least he's speaking to someone who will get it. Anakin, he's like, yeah, I get it for sure. The way that he's leering over Padmé all day, he's probably
That's
like,
true.
oh, smart. If only Padmé was a slave, I could buy her.
Yeah, you're right.
That's definitely what he's thinking. I feel like there's a real sudden change in character with Lars. I think it's Mr. Lars. I can't remember what his first name is. Where he's like,
Mr. Lars.
She's been missing for a month, but I'm going to go and get her just as soon as I get my legs back or whatever.
Yeah.
And then, Anakin's like, I'm going to go and get it. And then he's instantly like, your mum's dead. You need to accept it or something. And it's like, what on earth? Mr. Lars, you were just saying. It's like he knew.
Mr. Lars.
Is there an in-world reason? Do the memories of the droids get wiped? Is that the reason that they don't remember literally having...
this is a coincidence.
I think that might happen.
Ask me again after the next movie.
I think that might happen in episode 3.
I think it might.
Well, I guess we'll see next
There's
week.
not an in-world reason for Obi-Wan to forget or for Darth Vader to
I don't
forget,
seem to remember ever owning this specific droid, which I definitely did.
He also doesn't ever seem to remember hanging around with Princess Leia when she was a child. We went on an adventure together for several weeks.
Well, the frustration is you just don't need to do those things.
No.
And this is like swimming in the shit. It's like you're eating it and you're putting it in your eyes. I don't understand why they've done it, but it's fine. It's fine.
We should probably talk about the gladiator battle bit.
Can we talk about Obi-Wan fly kicking Jango Fett, actually, which is something I'd forgotten because I fucking loved that. It was a full-on 80s action movie fucking. I was like, oh my God, what's he going to do with that? His lightsaber. He's going to fly kick you. Fuck.
Yeah.
That was great.
I could still
My
do
favourite
stuff.
bit.
Get him dead.
Oh, do you know
Can
what?
we talk about the asteroid field?
Yeah.
With the chargers.
The Chargers.
That's cool.
The
Just that
Chargers
little
are pretty good.
moment of silence before they then.
Oral Noughts has ruined that for me as well.
Because then what have they done?
They've made it like a sort of like a battle of the base off. You know, like how guys will put big subs in their cars and they'll go to car parks.
The 24-hour garage.
That's the thing. It basically it's exactly the same except the bomb plays like a big bassy beat or something. Like
I'm
a
gonna have
sort
to
of
watch this
like
video
a
after we've
dubstep
done.
sort of like wop, 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 wop. It's very good. Yeah, I like the silence. I like the effect, that silence, the silence of the void before the.
The sounds again. The sound design is incredible.
Yeah.
Of all the speeders, of all the ships, it's so good.
Obi-Wan tells everybody he's not a good pilot, but I feel like he seems like quite a good pilot in
He's
this
a very good pilot.
bit, which
I don't like
is
flying.
sort of
Blast! This is why I hate flying.
yeah. This specifically, this is why I hate flying.
When you
because
have to
you
fly
might come
through an asteroid
across-
field and you're being you've got to
depth charged
dodge
or whatever.
mines, and there's a bounty hunter in a ship trying to shoot you.
Base bombs everywhere.
He
Like,
manages
yeah.
to land on that little rock.
I know. He's a great pilot.
It's done well there.
He's a great pilot with R4.
Some other things I've noted down, which I'm just going to run through real quick. I really didn't like I know you were saying that there was a good scene trying to get out of it, but I feel like when you put it together with Padmé dying, Shmi dying as soon as he gets there, the convenience of people who just dying in front of Anakin, I think is quite poor. And then when he goes and it might be before that or after, I can't remember, but then he goes and looks at they have the exact moment you have in A New Hope, which is my favourite moment, the moment I discovered brooding as a child, where Luke is looking at the two sons and they play the best bit of music. And like to have that again, but just worse. I felt like I didn't like that at all. R4
Yes.
sounds like Sweep. which I think is a good thing.
Yes,
to be clear.
Yeah, you're a big fan of Sweep.
So the fly, kick, and sweep are really on my plus pile for this film.
Yeah. Did you see a lot of yourself in Little Cousin Scampy, perhaps?
No, no, Sweep, absolutely Sweep. He's worried about everything, and he's kind of naughty, and he gets stuff wrong.
Yeah,
Sweep. He's irresponsible. Yeah, he loves baths. He's a lot like me.
When he speaks, all people hear is this annoying whistle.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But you can hear him, unlike City.
So the gladiator. But how did you know I was sooty in this?
You're Sue. Rob is clearly Sooty.
Oh God.
I don't know Sooty and Sweet well enough to really not understand what you're talking about here.
Yeah,
That's such a Sooty thing to say.
Yeah, that's right. There's probably a lot of people who are in a similar boat.
Who is the blue guy, by the way? Because I've written down one of my notes.
Bureaucrat.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, the bureaucrat.
Because I've just written down who is, and I've used a very bad word, but like who is he? Was he?
He's just Palpatine's.
So he's not a Jedi?
He's just Palpatine's mate.
In the Senate, yeah, he's just his evil little mate, but not a Sith, because always two there are.
The line is in this film. I love democracy.
Yes. Yes.
I love the Republic.
Yeah.
Do you know-
Everyone applauds.
Yeah.
Again,
the vote just goes through so quickly. These powers you give me, I will hand down once this crisis has abated.
I will say, of everyone who comes out of this entire trilogy unscathed, is Ian McDiarmid.
Yeah.
He's fucking
He's great all the time.
He's just,
Yeah.
he
And
knows
I love
what he's giving.
the look he gives when the bureaucrat says, if only Senator Amidala were here. That kind of pantomime theatrical, I hope Jar Jar's looking, kind of, yes, we could really do with her here, couldn't we?
It's
Yeah.
like one of my grandparents, and I won't say which one in case it gets back to one of my parents, was a bit like this. You know, the absolute fucking martyr at Christmas. If only someone had bought me the chocolates I asked for. Old people.
Yeah.
I realised that the Dooku Obi-Wan scene,
Yeah.
you have to kind of, again, reverse engineer it and look at all the parts of it just before the big arena fight.
Yeah.
That's like a deliberate echo of the Darth Vader Luke scene, like joining, but he hasn't said he's part of the dark side.
No. In fact, he's saying he wants to destroy the Sith.
But that's what Darth Vader says as well.
And he even goes so far as to saying, he tells Obi-Wan the truth, that the whole Republic is in the clutches of the Sith.
This is kind of what I mean, a bit of truth mixed with, which is what Darth Vader's doing. But he doesn't say, and also, I am a Sith. He doesn't say that. So there's like, well, there's no, why would he join you? This is weird. Just do the, you know what I mean? It doesn't, it's almost like you have to say, I'm a bad guy. I'm what you think of as a bad guy, but I'm actually not a bad guy, and here's why. And it doesn't quite go that way. But the line about Qui-Gon was like designed to make it seem like they would have a connection, or there could be like that mentorship between them. It just didn't work at all.
I found it, I was a bit confused by this bit and I'd forgotten it. I was just very disappointed at the short-sightedness of Obi-Wan, who is being told the truth. And he's like, no, there's not. No, it's not true. But like the council would know. And it's like...
They were just... the scene, I don't think...
Why is he not even investigating this idea?
The scene isn't there to do... Like, it doesn't make sense for those people to have that conversation, except if you're miming an older scene.
Yeah.
Like, it just doesn't make any... Like, I'd never join you. It's like, well, no, why would you? Look at what's going... Why is he on this planet full of fucking flying ants?
Do you like Christopher Lee's delivery of the line? It may be difficult to secure a release. It just gives him a little look like...
In general, I don't think I'm a big fan of Christopher Lee as Count Dooku, but in this scene, I really did like him. I thought he was really good in it. And it was like... Again, he talks about the sort of all the characters in this movie, the way they speak to each other. I hate it. And then Christopher Lee came in and he was like acting, and it was like, oh yes,
you just need someone who can sell this bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. It was totally sold.
McDiarmid could do it.
Yeah,
and so can Christopher Lee.
Yeah,
and maybe it's just an acting problem, because there's a lot of difficult lines in the Lord of the Rings as well.
Yeah,
we were talking in those podcasts about how they just managed to deliver them in a way that makes them land and feel like part of the world, and like how a character would speak in that world.
Yeah.
I mean, Anakin Skywalker saying "I'm haunted by the kiss you should never have given" is just it's not right, is it?
No.
Oh, Padmé, we probably shouldn't have kissed Padmé. I know. It's bad, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But I really liked it. That's what they'd say. They'd say something like that, wouldn't they?
I can't breathe.
I was going to say the two times, maybe there's more, but there were two specific times when Obi-Wan just like full titles Anakin, just like, yes, my young Padawan. It's like
Padawan learner.
Who talks like that? It's
I'm good, cool, my young Padawan.
Yes.
Again, if you can't see Alec Guinness saying it, don't put it in the script.
Yeah, that's probably fair.
Other things, R2 just fully tries to kill C-3PO, doesn't he?
Does he?
Does he?
He just shoves him.
He shoves him off.
Just shoves him into a refinery.
Yeah.
And it's not like this is the next thing. He shoves him in, he survives by luck, and he does get decapitated, and then he fucking flies away.
Yeah. Well, I think doesn't he shove C-3PO into the sand in Return of the Jedi?
That's to save him.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I
Maybe that's what he thinks he's doing here.
I assume they were just trying to sort of...
But there was no one chasing. Well, maybe they were being chased.
And yes, now...
Maybe R2-D2's just got this flaw in his programming. If he sees something by the edge of someone, he's like, oh, yeah.
He's like, what's over there? Obviously, yes, now he's got a jetpack. He always had a jetpack.
It was a one-use jetpack.
Oh, really?
And he's used it.
Okay.
In this film.
Well, I think you'll find he'll use it again. In episode 3.
It's a two-use.
In combination with it, he does a combo with it.
He's full of surprises.
The factory level is all shit.
Yeah.
The planet and everything happening on it are so poorly drawn, just loads of shit fly people, I've written.
Yeah.
That's true.
The fly
You'll
people.
hear no arguing from me.
The Geonesans, and they're brilliant engineers.
They are. And in fact...
And you can tell because they live in sand.
It's a race of engineers. We've got the Kaminoans, who are a race of cloners.
Well, also, that they
From the
have
mind
designed the Death Star.
Yes.
Which now, Rogue One is completely... I mean, I don't know what they're doing in Rogue One, where we learn that...
Maybe they just drew it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It should look
like a
this.
circle with a small circle.
Do you know
What's
what?
the small circle?
Two
Don't
things
know.
I liked was that they were
Big
like,
gun.
turn off the thing, all the secret plans, turn it off, they're coming. And then actually I did quite like that when the Geonese ships are flying away and they shoot one of them falls down, that they kind of look like little
Death Stars.
They're like, well, we're going to,
I guess they're just like they're bug hives, aren't they? And that's what the Death Star, I guess that's where it came from.
And I just want to use this as like a little learning opportunity, that one way you can explain the origins of the Death Star is that this race of flying ants just drew it.
Yeah.
And then they discovered it. Or another way is that it's this huge secret government project which no one talks about and is highly secret, and you have people on there who feel morally ambiguous about it, and that they then deliberately leave back holes in it if you can find them. And there's two ways of doing it.
What are you talking about? It is the first one.
Yeah.
We've just seen the bug people drew it.
No, the bug people.
They drew it.
They just
and
drew
that's
it.
the secret plan. I want to see Galen Erso's CV, because I'm worried that he's going around telling people I invented the Death Star.
All he did was put the back door in it.
This is the wink moment to the audience, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where he's like, don't let them see the secret plans we're drawing.
And I will just remind everyone of the secret
Here
plans.
are the secret plans that we must hide.
Do they
Yeah.
do they mention the Geonese? Are they mentioned in the other movies? Is there a reason that he's gone back and gone,
Oh, no.
these guys did it?
No.
Their arena
They're a completely new invention for this movie, I think.
their arena is like,
And they love
live
a public execution. In a
They
big
live in
arena.
medieval times.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying. But then they're building the Death Star.
Yeah.
Those guys.
They are. For
Some
reasons
people
unknown.
to kill, though. Let's put them in there. Should we go and watch a killing today?
It's
We're going to bunk off work at 5. Yeah, close the secret plans down. We're going to go see 3 people being executed.
Yeah.
It's got so much the vibe of Star Wars levels in games that I hate playing. Just like flying enemies, or like I don't like the bit in God of War 2018 with the
with the flying elves.
It reminds me. Maybe that's why I don't like this scene so much.
It is a bit like this scene. Yeah, definitely is. Well, yeah,
Satisfying.
This
Flying
scene
enemies,
with,
dog enemies, irritating.
Snow levels.
and
rock
the
levels.
plan is just to tie the 3 people to the pillars. It's like as public executions go, it's not that fun. The plan isn't that
boring.
fun, is
They'd
it?
be boring, yeah.
Like if they weren't quite,
Just get the 3. Put them in there.
If it was me,
lock them in, and then release the 3
first
monsters.
one would just gore me to death immediately, and that would be like, oh, like I feel like they want them to escape a little bit, and like that's the fun, isn't it? That's the fun of it. No, neither Obi-Wan or Anakin has any faith in Padmé. They're like, who's going to look after Padmé? Well, Anakin is, and she's already got out of the.
She seems to be on top of things.
Oh, there we go.
That's another great line.
Yeah. George went home from the office as soon as he wrote that line, just going, "That's not going to do anything better than that today. That's nailed on." Oh yeah, that scene's made.
The fight is very chaotic.
It is.
There's no sense of. There's no. We talk loads about what makes good action. Obviously, I don't think that we could write it from scratch, but you can see it when it's good, and you can see it when it's bad. And when it's good, it's telling a sense of story, and there's quite a solid sense of place, and you understand movement and stakes within that space. And here, it's like a really big void, sand, nothing space.
Yeah.
And there's no real way that you could see how they could survive, or how even with all those droids, you get those Jedis coming in and they're all waving the fucking lightsabers around. They would just get shot in the back, wouldn't they? Like, it's like, I would love for there to be, if they were maybe all huddled around doing their waving, but everyone's fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
It's a real chaos to it.
They seem to have smuggled into the stadium as well, because you can see all the lightsabers just turn on.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
really hate that.
they could have been like, there's one world, there's a parallel universe out there where that was a really cool moment.
Yeah.
A cool shot where you just saw, you didn't know the Jedi were in the stadium, and all of a sudden, just out of focus in the background, a load of lightsabers turn on.
Yeah.
I guess it's the classic less is more. Imagine if it was just one Jedi, it was just Mace Windu behind all the big important guys, and you just see his lightsaber ignite, and you're like, oh shit,
And it's purple as well.
And it's so clearly the problem of the stupid fucking Rise of Skywalker. It's like, what's worse than one ship? A billion.
Well, this
ships.
is the problem with climaxes in sci-fi and fantasy. A lot of the time, it's just, and at the end, everyone's there.
Yeah.
Everyone's there, and they're all smushing together.
It's like a Russell T Davies Doctor Who problem.
Yeah, and again, we've had later this year we'll have Helm's Deep happening, and it is a lot of people in a place, and a lot of people turn up at the end, and it's fucking great.
You can do it well and you can do it badly, right?
But yeah, I think you talked earlier about the scarcity of the Force, but also, and you spoke in the last podcast, Dave, about the scarcity of the Jedi. Having I don't know how many Jedi are here, like 50, 100 Jedi.
It's the worst for me.
And only 10 of them are competent. The rest, how many Jedi are killed in this battle? By the time they're surrounded at the end, there's like, I don't know, 15 of them left.
Yeah.
It's madness. Whereas the opportunity is, you have Mace Windu, and he's really fucking powerful, and he changes everything. Do you know what I mean? Like, show how incredibly powerful he is. Some mystique. Everyone would be going, well, what could he do? Is he even more powerful? Like, that's the intriguing sense of, and then think of, how would that play out in action? Well, like, I think some of the later Star Wars are very good at that kind of thing. Even there was that image for the Force Unleashed of Star Killer pulling down a Star Destroyer, and everyone was like, holy shit, that's fucking cool.
Yeah.
You think of these iconic specific things that you can do in that environment to make those set pieces work, so much more impactful than going, we got 50 Jedi, and they're all just running around on sand.
Samuel L. Jackson gets some cool moments over here, like him decapitating Jango Fett.
That's cool.
Pretty cool.
That was cool.
I always found it really disappointing because I think that fight's quite quick. I thought it was going to be a big thing, like, oh shit, Mace Windu's going to fight Jango Fett. He's Boba Fett's dad. He should be amazing. He's every clone is based on him, and in reality, he's killed quite quickly.
That shows how good Mace Windu is.
Perhaps it does.
I mean,
maybe
Obi-Wan struggled against Jango, and Mace Windu just swats him away.
Mace Windu again.
Mace Windu. I can't say that name. It's John Carpenter, Mace Windu. He just swats him away like he's nothing.
Yeah.
It's really hard to cheer for the clones when they arrive because you know that they're a secret evil army.
Yeah.
But
they're being commanded by the Jedi.
So they
Yoda's
arrive,
commanding them.
and this is kind of what I was saying about the first film, the political machinations. In a way, they're quite realistic because, like, one of the things you learn when you grow up, my kids have asked me these questions, and I probably asked my dad these questions. You kind of go, so. At the end of World War II, the Russians were the good guys, right? And now they're bad guys, but it's the same guys.
Yeah.
My dad's like, this is, this happens. And this is something which is kind of in these movies. Like, the clones become the stormtroopers, and they're sort of good guys, and then they're bad guys. But when you're watching a film which is an adventure story, I don't know if those two things are compatible.
No.
And like, droids are bad, clones are bad, they're fighting each other, and in the middle, I don't really care.
Yeah, you've got 2 hours to tell this story. Like maybe it should be a bit more simple than it is, because it is like confusing.
And I haven't seen any of the Clone Wars stuff, but I think probably what they did is the way to do it, right? Which is to introduce this idea, make it so that there's a danger to it, but then you make the individual clones really likable, interesting people. Like, they've all kind of got their own, they're all a version of this guy, but they all have their own sensibility and whatever. And then when Order 66 happens, you're actually sad rather than going, well, yeah, they're fucking clones. Of course, that's what's happened.
Man, I keep on remembering Tartakovsky's Clone Wars.
It's on Disney Plus.
Is it?
Yeah, we should.
I'm going to watch it because I've only seen it when I was like, I don't know, 18, and I thought it was cool.
I would watch that and discuss it in the next episode as well, if you wanted to. That would be fun. Be fun. But
A double bill.
Well, just little.
Because is it definitely that one? Because I know the CG animated Clone Wars.
Yeah, it's definitely that. And on Disney Plus, it's down as 2 episodes, but they're an hour long. So I think they were like back on Cartoon Network. I think they were like 10, 15 minutes long, and they've put them all into 2 episodes, which now run the whole. But yeah, the whole thing's on there. Yeah.
Have you seen these?
I think I've seen it, but
you learn how General Grievous gets his cough.
That's like an episode of.
Maybe I haven't seen it because I don't remember that.
I don't remember how he got his cough.
It's cool.
When were these coming out? Were they like, we had the Phantom Menace, then were things starting to happen? It wasn't all 3 movies came out and then they had the Clone Wars, right? Because I think
it must have been after Revenge of the Sith. That because Grievous is a character in the Clone Wars anime. Well,
I didn't know whether they did it the other way around because General Grievous, each of these movies has a bad guy. I mean, obviously the Phantom Menace is the first movie, so that's fair enough. But like has a new bad guy who shows up, who we just have to care about. Like Count Dooku in this one, General Grievous in the next one.
It was 2003, so it was before the final film.
Oh wow.
Okay.
So we got cool Grievous before we got
So that's better.
slightly
I like
shit
that.
Grievous in
That's
the film.
better.
And it ran right up to when the 2 months before the film came out. So it ran for a year and a half.
It is a hard sell, isn't it? Like, and the bad guy's got a cough. He keeps coughing. It's cool.
I think it's
Like this is the same with what's his face from Rogue One and Andor.
I think it is cool. It is cool once you find out why he's coughing.
Right.
Well, do you know, I also feel like I said earlier on, you got Darth Vader, who's like the bad guy. He's kind of the main bad guy, but also not the big boss. He's the figure that you can relate to or hate throughout those first movies. And then there's Darth Maul, then there's Dooku, and then there's Grievous. It's kind of difficult to, give me someone. I know Dooku's in the next one for a little bit, but I don't know. Give me
a really little bit.
Give me a through line here. Why has that happened?
Can we talk about Anakin getting to dual wield lightsabers for a little bit?
Yeah,
that was cool, wasn't it? Just for a bit.
Did I like that?
Obi-Wan was like, Anakin throws him his lightsaber, and all of a sudden, he's got two.
All it made me
Go on,
think, I
Anakin.
thought it
And
was
then
I thought it was pretty cool, but I also did think like, are two lightsabers better than like, is it more? I guess, has he been training to do that?
I don't know.
Or
I reckon it's probably more difficult.
I wasn't
isn't it?
thinking that, but I was more thinking like, is it are two better than one? Is
No.
it just look cool, or is it actually?
Can you imagine
is this
playing
anything to think?
badminton with two rackets?
Right, exactly. That's exactly it. Like,
We
is
should
that
try that.
actually better?
Dual wielding rackets.
That could you do that with tennis? I'd like to see that. They should do that with like the vets,
Yeah.
like Roger Federer retires and then gets double rackets.
I love that. Obi-Wan from the floor. No, Anakin. You remember what happened when we played badminton with two rackets?
You underestimate my badminton skills.
You're always trying to hold me back at badminton.
Yes, exactly.
I was going to say was the Obi-Wan wounds kind of took me out of it. Why not just have one? I guess you can't take one of his arms off, but give him a really debilitating injury, because it looks like he's kind of waiting for the fucking medic to come on. Do you know what I mean? Like he's just there going, oh, no. It's like, this is life or death, man. Can you not force something? Can you not from the ground?
Pun intended.
Yeah,
But then he had no visible injuries in the original trilogy, did he? So they couldn't
I know what you're saying.
do anything.
Just like break his arm. I don't know. Something that heals.
Although
It's back to tanks.
you can have robot limbs in Star Wars.
We just never
Everyone's
knew it was
got
a
them.
robot limb.
So I mean, Anakin's going to have one in the next movie because
Yeah.
he's lost his arm in this one.
He has.
Maybe that's where he kept his memories of his droids that he's built.
In his
Maybe the
arms.
Force takes up so much space in your head that memories get relegated
Does he
to
have
limbs.
fewer midichlorians now? Does that
Yes.
mean is he less
True.
powerful?
What
What would happen?
So Darth Vader's
Darth
less
Vader is
powerful
a
than
far-
Anakin.
Yeah.
Skywalker.
Here's
The
a
power
genuine
levels
question.
are that he's definitely less powerful when he's more robot.
If I was in that room,
What
and,
room?
The room where they're fighting, and
Okay.
Obi-Wan's on the ground,
Right.
and Anakin gets
Who are
his
you?
arm
Are
cut
you
off.
Nath?
No, I'm me.
Oh,
I'm
right.
me. I'm hiding.
Okay.
But then when that happens, I go and I grab the arm,
Right.
and I suck all of the blood out of it.
Ah.
And then do I have the midichlorians?
Maybe not.
No.
Maybe if you did a blood transfusion. I don't think if you suck all the blood out of it,
Rubbing it on
that-
my
I think
eyes.
that's not going to work. But if you could maybe get like
If you injected
some
it.
Why
needles.
that? Because what are they digestible?
But if that was the case, then the Jedi should
Just ask
probably
George Lucas.
I should ask.
the
George
Jedi
while he's still
probably
alive.
should be or probably are injecting kids with their
Midichlorians.
blood to
Yeah.
create more recruits. And they go, because I mean, how does it work? Do the kids get a say
This is a
when they
Reddit
turn up?
thread somewhere, isn't it?
When they
Weird.
turn up at the door, go, your
Just a
kid's really
talking
force
Reddit thread right now.
Do you know
force sensitive.
the closest I've gotten to throwing my phone across the room recently is there's like on subreddits, it serves me Lord of the Rings all the time, and even on the proper Lord of the Rings one, that they have like the answer to every question is who gives a fuck, and it's stuff like if Sauron hadn't had his finger cut off at the Battle of whatever the fuck it was, who would have won the next fight, and would Elrond have been able to? It's like, shut the fuck up. Like it didn't happen like this. And it is stuff like if Anakin hadn't had his arm cut off, then who would have been more powerful? And if Dooku, I don't know. Like
I was served some clips of Tolkien being interviewed in a 1960s BBC interview quite recently, because it was Tolkien's birthday last weekend.
it's BBC Archive, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes, and just the interviewer's got that sort of that eloquent BBC of that era confidence about him, where you get the sense that the interviewer feels like he's Tolkien's intellectual equal. Just the way he's throwing these questions at him, and Tolkien is batting them back equally, if not more eloquently. And it just made me think, wow, imagine if Tolkien was alive now.
Yeah.
Or we found some way.
He goes on Alan Carr's Chatty Man.
I like Alan Carr.
I like Alan Carr. But imagine him interviewing Tolkien at a late night chat
remember
show.
when I had hair? Just before I went bald, and everyone was saying I looked like Alan Carr.
You did.
But also there was the I'd love to just put some Reddit questions in front of Tolkien just to see
Right.
AMA.
he'd react to
With
them.
Tolkien.
Maybe he'd be on Reddit every day, loving it. Like he wakes up, he logs on, 8 hours later he logs off. It's just...
And and I guess there is, to bring this back to this part, when we talk about because I really respect Tolkien for having a whole system of belief and sort of intellectual rigor and real disdain for some of the stupidity, and he really hated Disney and not the person, but the Disneyfication of storytelling and the simplicity of it. Obviously, he was like super into really boring like Norse poetry and folk tales and stuff. So, and to draw out of that Lord of the Rings, everything happens for a reason. So, like that question of what would have happened if ... It's like, well, it's inconceivable. Like, he was a Christian, and he believed in. For him, I think a very live question was about the idea of predestination versus free will. So, these events could not have happened any other way within the storytelling, given the characters and the powers that exist within the universe. So, similarly, that is genuinely how I kind of feel about the Force. Like, I kind of feel you can't ask questions about it. Really, it's just a thing which happens, and then the trivialization of it in these other movies does upset me on that basis. But the person who invented it wrote them. So what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do?
Exactly.
I don't know.
But unlike Tolkien, he didn't sit down and create the world and all its rules and characters. Not before then writing
he definitely
the story within
did it on the way.
Yeah, exactly. And some of it after the fact.
To be fair, I think that is how 99.9% of stories are made. What Tolkien did is preposterous.
Yes.
I mean, also not economically. He wasn't doing it. He just did it for his own amusement.
Yeah. He didn't have a bunch of money from his publisher up front. I think we've probably Attack of the Clones is probably tapped out at this point. It doesn't feel like there's much that we more. I mean, there's lots of
married. They get married at the end.
They get married. I do really like the piece of music that John Williams wrote for
it is really good.
Padmé, or for their love story. I think it's it does a good job when it's needed. And
I can't remember what was going on right at the end of the film. I know they get married. There's like a montage of stuff, and I disliked it so intensely, and I thought that the quality of the film was so poor by the end. My last note is just, what a fucking clown. I really do think that the film is terrible. And just like really badly put together. I'm sure there's loads of it, which is, there's loads of craftsmanship and whatever, but just the big things. And what was happening apart from Padmé? Do we see Obi-Wan or Palpatine?
They're talking, Yoda and Mace Windu are talking to each other about how they couldn't. They're talking about how did we not know that. Do you think it's true that the Sith are back and are in control of the Republic? How could we not have sensed this? And Yoda, he feels that the dark side is clouding everyone's judgment. And someone says, "Oh, it's been a great victory, though." And Yoda says, "Victory?
Yeah,
it's not a victory.
Yes,
begun. The Clone Wars have."
Oh, I did want to say, I know it's a meme, and I know people have already remarked on it, but like when Yoda gives like a tactical instruction, but in his ridiculous reverse way of talking.
To the forward command center, take me.
It's bad. It is quite bad.
Oh my god,
General Master Yoda.
Because that's the bit that it's in. Might be in Empire. When is it that Luke goes into the cave?
Empire.
In Empire. And I've always wondered why Yoda didn't say this particular line in his usual backwards cadence. He says, "Your weapons, you will not need them." He should say, "Your weapons, need them, you'll not."
Yeah,
that's true.
He says it normally.
Yeah,
I guess it's
so
like
he can do it.
So he can do it if he wants to. Maybe it's all another part of his act.
His act, yeah.
Wonder what Yoda's actually like.
Yeah.
He gets home, fucking hell, just takes his cloak off. He's like he's like Martin in The Simpsons. cracks open a beer.
Lines.
Yeah.
He's actually very young, Yoda.
Yes.
Yeah.
That would make sense. Attack of the Clones, we did it.
Attack of the Clones.
We got through it.
I don't think we actually beat the film up that badly.
Oh, I
don't-
could have
I
gone
don't think it
much
deserves to
much
be out
harder.
that badly.
Yeah, I do. I really think it's
Well,
terrible.
this is Rob bringing balance to the Force.
Yeah,
I
that's
am.
good. And
I
again,
am Anakin.
one thing I've never understood is all the people who like the prequels. I just assumed that they like the Phantom Menace and Revenge of the Sith. I thought we all hated this movie,
Right.
But I think maybe
I
I'm wrong
think
about
it is
that.
bad. I think it is a bad film.
Yeah.
But I get a lot of enjoyment out of it.
Yeah, that's
I
fair. I understand that.
fucking love Revenge of the Sith.
Okay, that's
And
good.
I can't wait to watch it. I've not watched it for probably 15 years.
I believe it to be the least bad of the prequels, and I know many people, some friends of mine, including you, Rob, actually like it. So I'm looking forward to seeing it. I definitely think it's the best Obi-Wan of the prequels. I think everyone's found their groove a bit better, and hopefully George Lucas as well. But that'll be the next movie we're watching.
Yeah.
Revenge of the Sith, possibly with a side helping of Clone Wars.
But you know what? If that goes well, maybe I'll watch the baby show.
I mean, it's up to you, but I think Rebels is really worth watching, which is, not the Clone Wars. It's set during
Is that for even younger children? What's
It's set before the. It's about the rebels, the rebellion, the rebels coming together and being formed.
like Andor.
Like Andor, exactly. Set during the same time frame as Andor, I think, or a little bit before. But
Yeah, there were a couple of scenes
I like
which
that a
did
lot.
cross over, aren't there?
Or maybe don't look. This is me saying this, who's not seen the Clone Wars, but there's also the Bad Batch, which is modern. It's in the past couple of years, and it focuses on a particular group of clone troopers. The Bad Batch, yeah, who are kind of like which I've enjoyed watching, but that is more for young people. They all are. But yes, that's what we're going to be watching. So make sure you join us next week when we get on to the last of the prequels, Revenge of the Sith. You've been listening to Redshirt Cinema Club. If you enjoyed the episode, consider supporting us on Patreon, where you can unlock 2 bonus episodes every month. And we'd love to hear from you. Email us at redshirtcinemaclub@gmail.com. See you next week.